Hello everyone and welcome to my webinar, How to Achieve Your Goals and the secret which no one tells you about. So they don't teach it in schools or in any other educational institutions and not even in the companies. Let me just start sharing my screen because it will become all much more clear once you start looking at the slides, and at least it will be clear for me as well. So sharing my screen. Okay, one sec. Share. Okay, so I have prepared several slides and I hope you will find it very useful. And it basically came on the back of the post which I made in a LinkedIn, and people were asking me how come I managed to land 4 promotion in the past 6 years, and this is despite being stuck for 10 years in the same role. Now, let me tell you the following. Let me just introduce myself first of all. So my name is Jana Bond, and I've been quite experienced finance professional, working in different industries now for over 15 years. I moved to the UK in 2002, and I'm currently Director of Finance and Business Insights in one of the biggest pharma wholesaler. I'm also founder of the Finance Leaders of Tomorrow program, where I help people to land the desired promotion in finance in 6 to 12 months. And I've been working across different industries, so you can see the companies I've been working in at the bottom of the slide. And I'm also a member of Financial Executive Networking Group, FENG, CIMA qualified, and also member of a CIMA Women in Leadership Group. And my ambition is always to see more women in the top leadership roles, and that's me. That's why I'm doing different programs, different coaching courses, and I'm also mom of 2. I just want to show that it's all possible to have a successful career development and also family. Now you can always get in touch with me. I'm available on my LinkedIn, Jana Bond, and on my website, janabond.com, where you can see some programs I'm offering, and also more details at the end of the presentation. Now let's crack on in the interest of time. And this presentation was called How to Achieve Your Goals. The secret of achieving the goals. And here, just for the sake of this presentation, I call goals results. So basically, we are all trying to achieve something in our lives, right? It could be our results, it could be our goals, it could be short-term, long-term, but it also results in that presentation I want to highlight is all about environment, okay? Environment you live in, the people you work with, the people you surround yourself with, the books you read, etc. So it's all kind of the outcome of what you are doing, right? The outcome of all your actions you are taking. Now, it's also could be related to health, to your personal life. So everything, your reality is basically, for the sake of this presentation, I want to call it results, because let's make also more focused approach and call results as your financial goals. Let's say your promotion, or some results driven by the improvement in your financials. So your stability, your financial outcome, your financial abundance. So let's call it results for the sake of this presentation. Now, obviously, results are driven by certain actions, and the actions are driven by certain thoughts. So depending on what thought you have about your results, so if you want to be promoted, for example, you might think about it as something you need to do. So that will be forceful actions. So you feel the pressure, you think you need to achieve something because you want to have a better life, you want to have better rewards as a result, better financial outcomes on the back of your career development. But it feels like everything needs to be throughout the willpower. I think the better example could be if you want to lose weight or look healthier, so you need to force yourself to join some diet or force yourself to go to the gym or exercise more. So there are some actions which take place as a result of your, I would say, forceful thoughts. And then there are actions which just happen in your life as you go, so let's call them being in the flow actions. And this is what we actually try to achieve in the presentation, then, because the results will be much more enjoyable in this respect, and much more, the process of getting to the results you want will be much more stress-free. So it happens sometimes that you meet the right people in the right time, that manager comes to you and says, listen, you've been such a strong performer, I want you to put forward as a candidate for the promotion. So, even though you thought about it, but the next day you have this conversation with your manager and you think, interesting, now I feel like I'm in the flow. You also feel the accomplishments for something doing in a constant manner. You feel about yourself very on a positive vibe. You feel feeling of accomplishing something good, something you've been aiming for a long time. So that's kind of the thoughts and actions driven by the flow, as if something just happens to you in the way you want it to happen, and you literally put very little effort to do that. Now, there are, of course, actions which happen on subconscious minds. For example, we walk, we think, we chew, we speak, so we don't put any thoughts into the doing some actions. And I want to just, for the sake of this presentation, put it aside, because, of course, some actions happen automatically. But for the purpose of this presentation, because we are focusing on the results and the goals which we've been trying to achieve, but we couldn't, so let's think about thoughts and actions as a conscious thoughts and actions, rather than some actions which taking place subconsciously. And by the way, I'm not forgetting about subconscious. We will cover it in the next slides, and you will see how it all ties together. But for the part of this presentation, if we want to focus on the results, we need to take certain actions, which is the result of certain thoughts. Okay, but before even thoughts happen, we have some emotions and feelings related to this idea. Okay, and the difference between the two is very simple. So if you Google it, I found this description, and it's quite well with my understanding of emotions and feelings, and is that emotion is a psychological experience or state of awareness, right? That gives you information about the world. And feeling is your conscious awareness of the emotion itself. And to better explain it, again, found from the intranet, the difference between emotions and feelings is that emotion is very specific to the way you react to certain events. And that's based on your previous experience, previous ways of doing things, your behaviors. So something which includes some cognitive and psychological, physiological changes. And it also sometimes the emotions help to prime your body for some unexpected events. For example, you see something on a TV, and I personally, if I see some animals being badly treated, I start crying. I can't control this, but the tears just come out of me. And, these are emotions which are triggered in my head or with my body, absolutely subconsciously, and it's very difficult to manage it. And whereas feelings is something which might not be necessarily related to emotions. For example, we feel tired after exercising, or we're feeling cold, or we're feeling very, we're feeling pain just because we cut ourselves. And that's also the perceptions we have in our body linked to some physical changes in our body, as I mentioned. And that's just a continuous readout of our internal states. For example, if this emotion is not good and I feel very negative about doing something, then my feeling about that certain idea is also not very positive. I think that it will be like waste of time, for example. And then the thoughts created behind that feeling and the action, and therefore as a result, might not come to fruition, or you need to do everything through the willpower. So if your feeling and emotion about certain idea is not very good, if, for example, manager comes to you and asks you to do certain things, and you are, need to meet the deadline, you might feel a little bit stressed to meet his or her requirement, to do additional work. Therefore, the thoughts triggered by these feelings will not be really positive, right? And then the actions will be a little bit stressed out, annoying, and the result might not be as good as you would do it if you were planning for it in advance. So feelings are part of the emotions, but not completely linked to the emotions. So they have some physical consequences as well. Now, here you will also notice that I have two bubbles on the right-hand side and the left-hand side. And I just want to stress out that feelings, thoughts, actions, and results is part of our conscious mind, something we do consciously, something we can control. immediately and be kind of self-aware about it. Whereas emotions and the other bubble I will show you in the next slide is part of our subconscious mind. So here I'm trying to show that we are starting kind of navigate ourselves and link our results to the emotions and beliefs on the next slide, which are linked to our subconscious mind. Now, emotions, beliefs, and which are part of our subconscious mind represent 90 to 95% based on some studies, whereas feelings, thoughts, actions, and results, they represent conscious mind, which controls about 5 to 10% of our brain power. And that's the most powerful slide I think you should take from this presentation, is that our subconscious mind, the way our beliefs and mindset are shaped, they actually influence our behaviors, through feelings and thoughts, which influence our results and the outcomes. So what we believe is what we perceive, and those beliefs can affect our feelings, thought patterns, and consequently our entire outlook in life. So the way to manage the results is through changing your beliefs and mindset. If you don't like the results, the reality you are facing, and if you're struggling currently, it's possibly because of your beliefs and mindset system. And it could be other way around. If you don't like anything, your perception can also be easily distorted. For example, if you look at certain things, people look at the glass half full, some people look at the glass half empty. So depending on how you perceive things, you might also have some negative beliefs and mindset different to my beliefs and mindset. Okay, so, and could be the false beliefs. Everything we see on the TV, their perception, their beliefs might be different on how they interpret the data or how they interpret the reality, might be different how I interpret the same reality or the same news. So it's all very different how people perceive their certain ideas, because it impacts the reality they're currently living in. Even though the reality, the fact is the same, but the way we perceive it might be very different. Now, the other slide I want to share with you is actually the importance of subconscious mind in the whole process. So beliefs, minds, and emotions. And you can see here that subconscious mind, the job of the subconscious mind is just to store and retrieve the data based on your experiences in the past, based on the book you read, based on the environment you currently live in, based on the experiences you are just absorbing without even judging or without even acknowledging them. Subconscious mind doesn't have any judgment, so it's not aware whether the thing is bad or good. It just stores the data and that's it. The judgment is all in our conscious mind. Okay, the judgment about the event, the judgment about our looks, and the judgment about the news. So we judge consciously about the situation, and that's a big difference. The point of the subconscious mind is to just think or reason independently. So it's just a storage of the data, storage of the emotions, beliefs, long-term memory, imagination, everything, like values, intuition, fear, self-image, and it just obeys the commands from the conscious mind. So it ensures that you respond to your external factors in a way that you are programmed, basically, yeah. And the reason for this is to keep you all safe and basically alive. So that was the creation of our subconscious mind, and its sole purpose is to keep you safe and to keep you alive. Whereas conscious mind is our day-to-day work. It's 5 to 10% of the brain processing power, and it's also very powerful in terms of the results, because it's just necessary things, obviously, to make us all alive, living and breathing creatures. Now, at the bottom, you see also the illustration of conscious mind and subconscious mind, and the fact that conscious mind is responsible for logical thinking, for the willpower, short-term memory, and critical thinking, whereas like judgmental thinking, whereas subconscious and unconscious mind is responsible for 95% of our brain power, beliefs, emotions, values, intuition, fears, self-image, etc. Now, the good thing is that your beliefs and mindset, your emotions, your subconscious mind impact your results. And if you want to take control of your results, you can and you should reprogram your beliefs, mindset, and your subconscious mind if you want to achieve different results. And you can take control and reprogram your subconscious mind. And that's a very good thing. The bad thing is that if you don't like the situation where you are currently, you need to just accept that everything around you is a result of your subconscious belief system. Okay? And that's very powerful. It's just a fact. Just take it. If you feel some people feel negative feeling about, I'm such a failure if I haven't been able to achieve certain things. I can't believe that it's true because I would never want a situation like I'm currently in. Or, when people are very, very ill, that also could be something they wouldn't believe in, that they really subconsciously wanted to be very sick. But I'm not going to argue with you or not. I just know for sure that the belief system and your subconscious mind actually controls what you see and controls your reality. So if you don't believe it, fine by me. You can do everything, you can achieve everything through your willpower, through your needs. But if you really want to live in the flow, if you really want to have your results achieved very easily, you need to change your subconscious mind, your mindset, and your belief system. Now, what other thing I want to stress out is that your subconscious mind actually not only drives your results, but to drive your results, you need to take certain actions. Of course, it's not just the jump from beliefs to actions. Of course, beliefs will trigger emotions, feelings, thoughts for the action to happen. But all I'm trying to say is that just by sitting on your sofa, watching TV and believing that you can be a millionaire doesn't do anything. Results will not come. And they will not come because you don't do certain actions. At least you need to go and buy the lottery ticket, right? So, and the same with the corporate promotion, or, having a pay rise. You need to go and do something about it. You need to go and at least talk to your line manager about your desire to get promoted. Otherwise, nothing happens. And then importance of this action is also you don't need to worry about how you want to achieve the results. You just need to start doing something around this area. And that because it triggers by triggering certain actions, it actually triggers a certain vibration, certain energy around you. You become more active. You think about that goal much more often. You are becoming more focused in your day-to-day job to achieve these goals, and that creates some good vibes, the momentum, and then the necessary vibrations are taking place, and the manifesting eventually your goal, and they're manifesting the reality you want to live in. Because everything in our life has some kind of energy or vibration, whether it's you, me, or stone, or everything is vibrating at certain frequency because we have the same elements in our body, like molecules, protons, atoms, which are all vibrating. There are different frequencies, and with our brains, by creating certain thoughts, we also vibrate. We create a vibration and energy. And as Einstein said, everything is energy, and that's all there is to it. Match the frequency of the reality you want, and you cannot help but get that reality. It can be no other way. This is not philosophy, this is physics. And I would say it's like quantum physics. By thinking positively, having a positive thoughts creates certain vibration in your brains, which allows certain things to manifest and certain things to happen in your life. It's like, when you want to buy a certain car and all of a sudden you see this car being driven everywhere, the same color, the same brand, and you think, surprising how many cars are the same brand. And now see, because I didn't notice this car before. Or the same with the pregnant women. Sometimes we just see this, so many pregnant women while we are pregnant ourselves, and you think, my God, it's like some kind of a virus in the water or something, which impregnates all the women. So that's the reality. Once we are focused on something, on a goal, or our achievement, all events happen in a way that will help you to get to this goal much faster. And you will be surprised about how. You don't need to worry about how, but at least you need to take some actions on a regular basis, and then to manifest it, to start vibrating necessary energy for this goal to happen, and create a chain of events for this goal to happen. Now, I mentioned to you in my previous slide that it's all your subconscious mind, and the way you manifest it will get to necessary results if you follow certain tips on how to improve your manifestation, how to improve your vibration. Because just visualizing things or just believing in the law of attraction doesn't mean that it will happen. You need to do certain things to help you to vibrate at a certain frequencies. Now, and my recommendation about the mindfulness and about the mental health and important, because at the end of that day, everything I'm talking around beliefs, emotions, feelings, thoughts, it's all about your mental health. And if your results you're achieving do not match with what you want to achieve, actually, it creates very stressful situation. And, when you put so much efforts into the process and you don't get the results, that's where, stress comes in place, that's where distraction comes in place. And it's very, very unhealthy situation, because it can expand into something much more darker. So my recommendation and the tips I'm sharing with you, my personal tips, is to be self-aware. Be self-aware about this process. Once you feel something happens to you that you don't feel good about it, so you have this inner voice saying to you that it's not good, you have this kind of intuition that's saying that it's not the right direction, be self-aware about it. Feel this process and try to meditate and be present. Have a deep breath, I don't know, you can find so many tips about the meditation and how to relax, how to take a break, how to meditate much more effectively. But my favorite one is always to ask yourself, if your subconscious mind controls your reality, so my subconscious mind is trying to tell me something, and it's trying to tell me why I wanted this to happen to me. So it's basically, once this event or this chain of events happened to me, and what it just shows me the lesson, and just want to understand and listen to my subconscious mind, listen to my heart about the reasons why I wanted this event to happen. So, for example, I told you that I've been trying to get promoted, and it's been actually for 10 years I've been trying to, and I felt at the end of it very depressed, and I couldn't understand why I work late hours. I'm doing everything I'm asked to do. I sacrifice my work-life balance. I work late hours, weekends sometimes as well, but I still haven't been promoted. So I had different roles, but not a promotion, not leveling up. And after 10 years, I felt so depressed and demotivated, because I saw how my colleagues, who were probably less experienced than me, were promoted much more quicker. And I started doing a lot of research, and I realized, and talking to the same my colleagues, and I realized that a lot of it is driven by mindfulness and driven by their mindset. Whereas my beliefs and my, blocks about having the promotion were as following. I thought, if I will get promotion, I will be responsible for people, I will feel accountable for results, I have to work even harder, I will be failing because I don't have necessary education. My English is so bad. I will never get promoted because my presentation skills are awful. And all of this subconsciously, I started realizing that these are the blocks which were sabotaging my conscious progress. I was putting to achieve my goals, I was putting to achieve my results. And that's why when the two didn't coincide, my subconscious beliefs and my conscious efforts, that's when I didn't achieve the results. I didn't get any promotions during the 10 years. I was struggling. There was something happening. I would even feel sick sometimes, and or the events just didn't happen, and my kids would get sick, and I will not be able to participate in certain things. I would get very bad presentations, like not very smooth, etc. So once I started removing these subconscious blocks and subconscious beliefs, that's when I started really seeing the progress in my career. And as I mentioned to you, in the past 6 months, I was promoted 4 times, and now I'm director. And this is despite not having my UK education, UK degree. This is despite not having, necessary English presentation skills. So, and I was really struggling initially when I came to the UK with all these external factors of not being understood, etc. But then, I just thought this is all not true. So everything I've been thinking about myself before, this is such a rubbish. I removed my blocks, and it didn't take, to be fair, just one sitting and one meditation. It's still a process which I'm following, and I am learning the things as I go along, as I grow, and it's very interesting self-awareness exercise as well, just to ask yourself why I wanted this event to happen, what stops me subconsciously from achieving my results, what lesson it tries to show me, because at the end of the day it tries to protect me, right? It tries to protect me, keeps me alive, keeps me well, and some of the beliefs are really, really not true, and you have to remove it. You have to make sure that you understand what your subconscious mind is trying to tell you, and then remove it. And that's why this thinking positive outcome is very, very critical, especially when you're about to go and ask for something like a promotion or a presentation. Instead of thinking that, oh my God, I'm such a failure, the boss will definitely say no because he doesn't, he didn't observe me, he's new, or he's not very experienced. Instead of thinking like that, think about positive outcome from that meeting. Think that at the end of the meeting, he will shake your hand and think, really, I think you're a great candidate for the promotion, and I like what you do, and I really appreciate it, and I'm sure company will appreciate it as well. So let me discuss it more with HR, and then I'm sure we can do something for you. So think like he or she shakes your hand and say, well done, and thank you very much for everything you've been doing to this company. So that positive thoughts and positive outcomes, and just improve your vibration, and it just increases your chances of achieving the results much, much faster. Now, I've been talking a lot, and now hopefully you understand how your subconscious mind actually impacts the actions and the results you want to achieve in this life. So, and it could be any results, anything you want to achieve, whether it's professional or personal, health improvement, private life, relationship, anything. So, but you need to be very clear what you want to achieve and be committed to it. And some people just go away and they know what they need to do, but actually knowing what to do and actually doing it are the two different things. And once you start losing time and deciding, shall I not? I started on Monday, my new diet, my new exercise routine, or I will think about it when my manager comes back from the holidays or something about like that. So you just lose the momentum. If you don't act now, you will lose the momentum. So that action, that vibration, that belief in yourself, that confidence in yourself will just slow down, and you will go back to your old you. And if you will continue doing the results, doing the actions the same actions you've been doing before, you will basically achieve the same results, right? So you really need to change your subconscious mind if it's now to start achieving the results, because they don't come over time. It might take months, years, depending on what you want to achieve. And it's a long process. And during this process, you will also be, taking yourself out of the comfort zone, because you will be more and more aware about your 90% of the subconscious, which controls 90% of your brains, so it's very, very powerful exercise, and it's the journey you need to really, really enjoy. Now, I can help you with that. I can help you to take you through some tips, ups and downs you will be going through. You can get in touch with me through my website or through my LinkedIn, or just email me at bonegroupinfo@gmail.com. And the coaching programs I have, they're tailored to meet your needs and to meet what you want, to meet your goals. So I have 3 programs in place. It's reprogramming your subconscious mind to achieve your goals. So we can get one goal you want to achieve, and I'm just showing to you how you need to come about beliefs, what questions you need to ask yourself to get out all of these blocks you think are sitting inside of you, and they've been building for many, many years before you come to this point. And then how to remove them, because it's also a very interesting process, and it's not just one-time exercise. So we can focus on your specific goal, or we can focus on your professional development. And if you're in finance, I can help you to land a promotion in the next 6 to 12 months if you really think that you deserve it. If you are in a situation like me, like I was, when I was stuck for 10 years, but then really I had a breakthrough in my career development. And if you want to achieve results like this, or even better, or even become my boss at some point, you are more than welcome to join that program, How to Land a Promotion in any company in the next 6 to 12 months. And then I also run a program called Improving Your Self-Esteem in just one weekend. Again, it's 1 to 2 days training with me, coaching program. And it's basically linked to your confidence, how you see yourself, how you perceive yourself, and how you can actually work into the subconscious mind, how you remove all these blocks. And this is much deeper than just subconscious mind. We also do some healing exercises, some energy treatments, some cosmo healing as well. So it's actually very cool and very interesting exercise I'm offering to my students who want to improve their self-esteem, because sometimes all these blocks could be based on your karma, and something you inherited from your relatives as well. So I just help you to clear it out from your energy levels, and then for you to progress even faster and even smoother. So again, you can get in touch about any of this program through my email account or through LinkedIn. And please, please, please allow yourself to grow. This is a cool thing about life. So we all here to grow, to help others to grow as well. And, this is our evolution. This is what we are here for, and that's my strong belief. So thank you very much for your attention, and I really hope you enjoyed this very quick presentation, and I hope to see you soon in one of my programs. If not, all the best, and we'll keep in touch. Bye for now.